record me.
I'm recording you now.
Okay.
I just switched it.
If I were to ask my Fullerton Key staff, okay, what's the first thing I'm going to say? They're going to be like, the table, right? You never want to have a hurricane table.
Always happens every time.
Yeah, you never want it. And it's not just for looks. You're going to sell way more when you have everything lined up. So you saw, and I purposely, I don't know if you saw me at the beginning, but I set here, and then here, and then here, and all over, because I wanted to see what you're going to do. So after they put one down, what you do is you take the next one, and you put it right here. And if I set down one over here, then you grab it, and then you put it right here. And then you take the next one, and then you put it right here. And then after you put down 3 or 4, they kind of start getting it. But even if they don't, then you keep putting them, and you want it in order for your presentation. Now here's why. When I kept asking you what knives come with which sets, you kept pointing at the pictures in the book. And that's not going to be as big as you say, okay, it has these ones. And then when you say the galley set, okay, the galley set, you just take those 2 out, and then it has just those ones, right? And the essentials, it has just that. So they can actually see the real knives right there.
Yeah.
That makes all the difference in the world. Because if there's any confusion whatsoever on what comes with it, not getting the set. And they'll just say, I want this one, this one, this one. That's why I started. And you did really good there because I said, I just want this one, this one, this one, and you recognized that that's most of the galley set, and you went right back to the galley set. So that was really positive. So starting at the top, a couple things I had for you. So first thing, I love that you have your manual out. That's awesome. And there's sometimes you're looking at it, and sometimes you weren't, but you have it just in case. That's awesome. At 25 grand, still has the manual out. That's awesome. So company is a great opportunity to plug the recommendations. So you did the company section, but you said we have over 60 million customers. Most of them were recommended just like you. And so I didn't hear any other plugs for recommendations throughout the demo.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about recommendations as many times as you can, so that way when you get to the end, they're already ready for it. And so like Mary, she gave me like 15 people, and 10 of them bought this. At least 10 of them got these spatula spreaders. They're all soccer moms, and they all make sandwiches and stuff. So little things like that. You want to throw as many plugs in there. I didn't hear any plugs for recommendations throughout. Serrated knives, when you talk about them, really harp on the replacing, right? You said serrated knives, so when they're dull, they're dull. You didn't say it's like, so when those ones go dull, you just have to chuck them and buy new ones. So those ones are constantly getting replaced, and start thinking of the replacing and stuff. When you're going over the features, this is something a lot of people do. So you say it has, what do you notice about it's different about the handle? And usually a customer will hold it for a little bit, and then they set it down. And as soon as they set it down, I'll pick it back up, and whatever I'm talking about, it's usually a lot of times it's like the rivets or the tang, I'm saying, so it has the full tang and the nickel silver rivets, I'll pick it back up, and then I'll hand it to them again. And I want the knife in their hand the entire time. So they set it down, I'll go over some stuff, and then I'll hand it back to them. And I want them holding on to it as much as possible. When you get to the performance guarantee, give an example, right? You said if anything ever happens, you get it replaced. And so give an example. So Mrs. Jones, if you dropped it on the floor and the tip broke off with it, if the burner was hot and you forgot about it and you set it and you left it on the burner, it would probably put a melt mark in there. You could send it back to replace it for free. If it fell on the heating element of the dishwasher and it melted there, if you accidentally dropped it in the garbage disposal, anything you do is accidental, take care of it and they'll fix it for free. Right, so give them some examples, paint the picture, because if they've done any of them, that's awesome for them. That will really, so they feel safer. Like sometimes they're like, ooh, I wouldn't want to, almost scared to do anything if I break it. I want to be careful. It's like Mr. Jones, you break it, anything you drop it, taken care of. So
I remember too. I normally tell them the story about actually one of my friend's moms broke her tip and sent it back and got replaced.
Well, that was the other thing. I counted 2 third-person stories.
Okay.
That's the area you have the most improvement. Like my demo would be really similar to yours, where you're really right on in basic, except I'd have about 25 third-person stories. And so you like from the shears, everything, anything you feel like you have, you don't sell a lot of them, throw a third-person story in there. Right? I wasn't selling a lot of turning forks. So I asked my manager, I'm like, how do I sell more turning forks? He's like, well, tell them most people, people use it so much that some people even buy 2. So I'd like, Mrs. Jones, these people use this one so much that some people even buy 2. And then guess what happened? I had a customer who bought 2. And then I would say, Mrs. Jones, I actually had one customer, she actually bought 2 of them, because how much? And then I could actually use that customer's name. But anything you're not doing a lot of, throw a third-person story in there, and to make it strengthen, that will strengthen up any area of the business there.